All right. We are jumping into a traditional, i.e. best of 3 M20 draft here. I want to thank my sponsor Card Kingdom for supporting my stream. You can check them out via my affiliate link down below in the panels. And if you click it, you're going to find one of the best card stores on the internet, bar none. I mean, it's just, they offer everything you could possibly need for your tabletop game, and they have all of it with incredible shipping, great customer service, great prices. And again, I'm always going to say this, if you are looking to sell your cards, you gotta check out Card Kingdom's buy prices. They lead the way on that. So if you are looking to unload cards for cash or credit and you don't give Card Kingdom a look-see, you're going to be leaving money on the table. So be sure to do that. All right, let's jump in. Well, you know we're rare drafters around here, but I've been really falling off the rare draft train, and I was really going to be disciplined today and really take the gems, but how do you pass a Risen Reef? And yeah, this pack, right? We've got Murder, Risen Reef, Stormkin. I guess that's kind of where it is. Winged Words is good too. Overgrowth Elemental is good too. I guess this whole, this little horseshoe here is pretty much a horseshoe of delight. But we're gonna reef it. Come on. Come on. You know I am. You know I'm taking the Risen Reef there. I can't take the rare when there's a Risen Reef in the pack. I'm just not capable. I don't care. Even with free-to-play, fun is more important than gems sometime. We might wheel the Smith. Let's see if the Smith... Oh, you mean here. I think we gotta take Lynx. But we may... we passed a Smith in the first pack, right? Didn't? Oh, no, we didn't. It was, should have looked at that pack closer. Oh, we did. Okay, so yeah, maybe we wheel 2 Smiths, but I think we take the Lynx here. Woodland Champ has some synergies that we could pick up. Silverback Shaman is straight up value card, but as Marshall was saying on the last LR during Crack-a-Pack, like the Shaman has fallen a bit. I mean, you're going to take it and play it, but when you're green, you're so often elemental themed. The Silverback doesn't fit into that part, but I still think we probably just take it as the best card here. That I've had some events where I really didn't do well with Shamans, but it was kind of matchup based. Like you get your Shaman pacified and you don't have the tools to return it, and it just feels super bad, but it's still a very intimidating creature. So no elemental to take over it. If this were an elemental, we would. This might even wheel this time. Sometimes you think Spider's the pick, huh? I'm gonna go with Shaman. You might be right. I might regret not having that Spider later. Ooh, Shock and the Trailblazer, MVP Trailblazer from yesterday. We're not... Take Pulse, get our Risen Reef back, or the Fixing. Norbert wants 3 Trailblazers. Yeah, blue could splash, but we could also take the Pulse. Yeah, I think we take the Trailblazer and see. I mean, yeah, and then we get something like a Shock, and it just starts to push me that way. And we could take Sedge or Might, but you just gotta take Shock here. And here we are again, heading down the Teamer Road, but what am I supposed to do? Look at these packs. They're screaming at me to do so. What are we taking here? Is this... we actually played, happily, Scorch Spitters yesterday. First time ever for me, but we had the deck for it. Zach wants the land. I feel you. We actually wheeled lands yesterday, so we might even come back on the wheel with that. Fiddles wants the Spitter here. Man, I don't... I guess we can hedge Spitter, because what else are we taking? Everything else is just a little bit like... This is kind of the worst if we don't get the synergy, though. Yeah, Season has upside, too. I almost want to take Season for the upside. All right, let's take Season. That was where I was leaning. Spitter has upside, but takes a lot more work for me to want to play a Spitter than Season. Maybe there's similar work, actually. Best of 3, we can take Active Treason. Oh yeah, Airstrike, even better, best of 3. Here's another Airstrike, but I think we take the Gift here, given that we're teamerish. And we'll take a Reduce. That's a decent Reduce here. We're kind of ending up, yeah, it looks like blue has dried. I mean, our first pick, this is first pick, second pick. The rest has been red-green, so I think we're pretty solidly red-green looking to splash our Reef at this point. Yeah, this is easy Smuggler. Smith didn't wheel, a good call. Apparently the bots respect that now, but I think we're in the right place. Like, Smith didn't wheel, but blue didn't wheel, right? So we're just not blue main. That's okay. Ooh, bow, or now we can take that, I think it's the same Spitter. If not, we can take Healer or Spitter. They have, what's better if you do end up, if you're in a spot where you're willing to run 1-drop elementals, which one is better? Might just be Healer. We want a bow. Yeah, we're best of 3. We'll take a bow. I don't know if we'll main it though. Yeah, Spitter because it's aggro, right? Well, here's a Mythic we're going to try and not misclick away from. We're not playing this, but this is actually a good time to get Mythics. This is a good gem Mythic, so to speak, because there's really nothing in the pack for us. Like, what are we even taking here? So, if you're going to open a Mythic you can't play and want to take it for gems, this is a great pack for it. It's just a dead pack. We got another rare we could take for gems. Now, we do have 4 of these already, so this is a straight-up 20-gem pick. And I think I'm going to... Oh, there's Outrage. Is Outrage worth it over the gems? I don't think we want links. I think we want to lean into the red-green that has emerged here. So it's either Outrage or gems. I'm just trying to decide... I know we need removal fiddles, but I think the EV is there for a gem pick. Now, we're not taking links. It's Outrage or gems, because I want to lean into the red-green base we have here. All right, fine. See, I'm losing my discipline. Here's a links we could take. Yeah. I don't want to put too much into a blue splash without more support than a Gift of Paradise, but we'll take it because there's nothing else. Yeah, wins equal gems too, of course, Robert. And the fundamental question that I'm asking in all of those spots is, what produces more gems in the long run? Taking 20 gems out of a pack or improving our win percentage a little bit? Yeah, this is easy, Brawler. Just talking about gems for a sec. Amber Cat, great pickup here. Evolving Wilds, perhaps an even greater pickup. There we now have our blue splash much more under control, and we're not even at pack 3 yet. Aeronaut is nice and evasive, but Fire Elemental is an elemental, and that matters. We really want to try and make our Reef happen. So we're going to take a whatever 5-drop, but it is an elemental. So this is our last fresh pack of pack 2. We can take Smuggler or yet another elemental. And I think, yeah, we want a Smuggler number 2. It really does amazing work with Brawlers. Although, gotta watch for the non-bow of Trailblazer and Brawler and Smuggler. But again, if we have all that stuff out, we're probably happy. Mono red, splash green, blue. Alright. Vile, Fury, Healer. I think it's Fury or Vile. Yeah, we do have the Season. Right now, I'm not thinking we're playing Season, but we could, so probably Fury is okay. Yeah, these are weak enough that we can spec our uncommon build around. Act for the board. Not sure when we'd bring that in, but we can take that. Bird Grabber, Ringleader. I don't think we're portaling here either. I guess anything with Risen Reef out, everything portals. If it's even the Risen Reef itself, so we'll take this. But it's also in our splash color, which means I don't think we're gonna main it. I'm gonna put it in the board for right now, but we can remember that it is there. Same with this. Couple of rages in the board. It's not out of the question we face a deck where we think a maniacal rage plan is actually where we want to be. All right, how about a sweet on-color rare or mythic? Nah. No good for you. Wow, another kind of garbage pack for us. Like, look at how garbagey this is. This is going to be gems because why? I mean, it's about sleep paralysis or infuriate. Blah. Sad gem pick. We do need to craft up a couple more, though. We have 5 rares to do it, so Sephara, we'll go craft Sephara up. There's a Fire Cat and a Shock. Let's debate Ember Cat versus Shock while I go craft Sephara. Is there anything else we need to craft? We took... Oh, we do have enough mythics to craft up the mythic. Might as well craft up... Well, actually, I want to wait. With mythics, I want to try and wait until we have 2 of them before I craft up. So I'm going to wait on crafting up the mythic. But we do have, yeah, just the angel then. So Sephara, Dex. All right, what about this pick? Yeah, if we had forced white, the rares would have come through for us. We have an Ember Cat, Shock, Cat, Cat. So Shock. Yeah, you guys are largely pretty split on this. Raptor asks why I'm waiting on the Mythic. Just not sure if we're getting to 4x Mythics across the board. Exactly. So we're in a spot... I'm just trying to learn from my own production in the last few sets. We did 4x RNA, so it's not like it's impossible, but then Mythics. But we failed to... We only 4x'd the rares in War, and we only got about halfway on the Mythics. So if we're getting about halfway on the Mythics, to extract the most... gems out of wildcard crafting, I want to spend 2 mythic wildcards to get 40 gems. That's going to be my goal on mythic crafting until we're sure that we can 4x everything. And also because, you know, if we're wrong and we're going to 4x anyway, then it's fine. We are going to get the value out of those mythic rares, and it almost doesn't matter when we do it. So since we're not sure, I'm going to play it conservatively. Oh yeah, this is quite the debate on Shock number 2 versus Cat number 2. So the benefit of Cat, I mean, you talk about what you're ramping into. Really, you're ramping into Lavacan Brawler and the Elementals, and hopefully we come up with more Lavacan Brawlers. Ramping in, and also we have the Risen Reef. Like, we are just trying to really pile on the Elementals for Risen Reef. I really like a Shock, and I'm sad to pass it, but ramping into big Elementals is a thing, and simply playing Ember Cats with a Risen Reef out is also a thing. So I'm going to take the kitty. And be really sad about these weak-ass packs for us. Getting really let down by these packs. But that's life. I guess maybe we can even take a growth cycle if we're going to do this season of growth thing. I'm not sure. I don't want 3 smugglers. As much as I like the 3 smuggler, I don't think I want 3. Fiddles wants smuggler number 3. You all want 3 smugglers? Are they that good? Man, if you're on the back foot, they do not do what you need. I'm with Raptor. I kind of want to cap it at 2 on smugglers. So yeah, we can take a digger or try and wheel the cycle. Like, if there were a rare, I'd snap up the rare. But I'm going to take... cycle, yeah. Digger is decent. I think we wheel the digger, though. Red has been pretty open here. Black has... We've seen some... couple disfigures. Yeah, we're just like... Green is getting cut. Like, red is like the only thing open. Wand. We don't have the wand option. I guess take pup. Yeah, the wand would have been... Oh, gosh, I saw this cliffs and was like, yes! But we can't take the cliffs when there's a brawler. This is why I took the cat. One of the reasons I took the cat. 2 cat, 2 brawler, 2 smuggler seems great to me. Yeah, Raider would have been fine, but I'm okay with where we went there. We could take the straight up Mastiff for another solid 2, but Fry out of the board is excellent. Like an A- type card out of the board. Yeah, I'm with you. We might even wheel this Mastiff with the way red has been picked this draft. Wrong dual land making it to us. We could play a Prismite. Or I think we take Prismite here over like a Rift. I mean, we could take a Rift, but I'm finding... or Wand for the board, but I'm finding in a 3-color Elementals deck that doesn't quite have this awesome fixing that you want, a Prismite can really help you get that reef out. And it, you know, it's a 2-powered 2-drop, so I'm going to take the Prismite. Against these very sideboardy cards, we might want to run this Prismite. And see, if I'd known the gift was coming, I'd probably let the Prismite go, because I think we can take gift here, although Prismite fits at 2, gift is at 3, 3's getting a little crowded. Probably not playing this pup, actually, especially if we take gift here. We could also take cycle number 2, yes. I don't know if we're playing this yet. I mean, right now we have growth cycle and fury, and that's basically it. So I don't know if that's worth the season. So let's instead support the 2 Frost Lynxes and the Risen Reef better with a gift. And probably just give up on playing, like, I think we probably cut this. Yeah, Reef makes season better. I don't know. Yeah, this is either a wand for the board. Might just want wand for the board. Our 2s are pretty nice, and the Sentinel isn't. I guess we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We play this 5 creatures we're happy to play on 2. Are we playing Sentinel I don't think we're ever playing Sentinel happily. I'm actually going to take the... Well, we do have this... yeah. We won't play Sentinel. All right, fine. I'll take the wand, because we're hoping to not play that Sentinel. We can take this on a long shot. Desperation. We can bring in the double wand and ping everything. Zephyr charge. Sure. Well, we're fighting the bots for Teamer, it would seem. Maybe not for red, but blue and green could not have been more dried up in this draft. We kind of married our Reef, and hey, we got a Rift at the end. Pack 3 was dismal. Yikes. Well, we're pretty low on playables, so it looks like we're going to bring stuff in and figure out what to cut. We could bring in Portal as well. Really, we're just bouncing stuff for Risen Reef at that point, which is not great. I guess we can bounce Lynxes to some effect. We could bring in Bo main. Singleton main Bo. Is that better? I don't want to 18 land since we have 2 gift. Even if we 17 land, basically half of our library is mana. So no 18 land when you have double gift, I don't think. But we could... And you're still here, Zach? Zach lost a game to Yoked Ox plus the Flying Enchantment plus the Toughness becomes Power Enchantment, and he's still interested in Magic somehow. I don't know how that works, but good work, man. All right. Then he punished them for their sins. Hey, you know, with 2 gifts, we could consider playing the Cavalier. It's just not that good, actually. Play triple white cards. Single planes or something. All right, let's figure this out. First, let's look here. 16-9 on that split. We were talking about adding potentially the bow. What went in? Because it was not the bow. Lag. I don't even know what went in. Zephyr charge. Okay. So 3 cuts from here. Maybe we can get the Prismite with double gift Evolving Wilds. Zach doesn't like the main deck bow. I don't really either. I put it in because people were talking about it, but I'm kind of with Zach on the cut there. We cut that and save that for the board. Then I'm looking at maybe just cutting the portal or the pup could be cut. Pup's not doing too much. Although if we keep the portal, the pup gets a little better. And actually spit pups out, spit mama wolves out. But if we don't think that's worth it and we just want to save portal, I mean, that's the thing. Season's not great either, but we have a couple. We have growth plus Uncaged Fury. I really don't like the season either. I think we just ended up the third pack was so dismal. We were taking gem picks not out of discipline, but out of like there's really nothing here, you know. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe gosh, I hate Rage in the abstract, but if we're gonna run the season, maybe we could do worse than throwing a Rage down. You just mean because it gives us something to do with the flood we might experience with the gifts? Yeah. Yeah, somebody suggested 18 and I said no because of the gift, but I also don't want to go to 16. You're right that we could, but we do have... Here, let me also, I want to adjust my info. Oh, actually, the info is correct except the records. That's good. Well, it's 16 lands. We have 2 gifts and 2 kitties to help with 2 of our 3 5-drop creatures, so it's not that bad. Season, yeah. Yeah, season will probably be okay here. I can't bring myself to do this, though. I'm going to start here. Although, an interesting combo with both of these is if you portal your creature with Maniacal Rage, you get to get the aura back and then re-trigger season on the recasting with the aura. That's a little fancy playish, though. I think we want to be a little more straightforward than that here. And way too many islands, obviously. I think we just need the one, because we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 4 enough? Maybe we could do 2 islands. I really hate this part. I really hate the way I hit lands and see a bunch of planes. Actually, see again, so I'll do it this way. Fine. I go 1 more island, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. It's a little light on red and green for my taste. We only have 8. And normally I'd want to go like 9 green to support the double gift, but we also have the double Embercat and the Trailblazer, and we want to get these out early, so I think we have to be evenly split on the red and green. Evolving Wilds, obviously, and then 2 islands makes sense to me for 5 total sources to splash 4 blue cards. I think we're gonna risk this, and we could end up mountain or forest starved at the wrong, you know, we may be punished for this mana base a little bit, but I think it's the draft we've got. Let's see, call this. What does Fiddle say about the lands? Oh yeah, switching the UI for the lands is not great. What are we calling this? Let's say, I don't know what to call this. A lot of doubles. Just the usual. How awful is the deck? It doesn't have enough playables, I think. We lose 1, 2, 3, 4 playables, and we have to replace it with red and green. And so we're main decking a Pup, an Airstrike, and 2 Maniacal Rages just to... Or a Bow. I guess we could add a Bow in. Prismite. We're playing a lot of junky stuff to do that. Par 2. Is this par 2? What are we thinking par is? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Again, I don't know why some people get the Rat Burglar and some don't, but maybe it's the nature of your sub. But here you go.
Some say I never heard of ya, a Rat Burglar.
I'm gonna run with this, see how it goes. I think par, I don't think it's that good. I think a par 2 is fair. I don't like the Pup in general unless you are building around its 2-creature nature. And there are ways to extract a card's worth and 3 mana of value out of it for sure. But I would say that it is not just in a vacuum a good card. In a vacuum, it's a 2/2 for 3 with some life gain because you chump at some point. Yeah, we'll see Treasureberry. Ironically, Pup is one of the things that could make a Portal worthwhile, but again, you get Portal and Risen Reef out, and then you're just winning? But maybe that's win more. We'll see. Maybe Portal should be cut. Here we're gonna keep this and fetch green with our Evolving Wilds, and then if we find one more land, Gift turns on the 2 blue cards in hand. And we get a Embercat on 2, so if we luck into a green source, we can just power out. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. If we luck into a green source, we're ready for... or sorry, a blue source, we can Risen Reef on 3 anyway. But anyway, obvious keep. Oh, it's interesting. It's like it randomized my forests. I actually have to go and tell. I want to tell it. What I want is to be able to tell it what my favorites are, and then just have it use that as default. Let me change my default lands. All right, give us a land off the top, and we'll be super happy. Any land will do at this point because it will allow the gift. No such luck for us. Haha, you suck. Yeah, we could have fetched on 2, but then we don't play the Embercat, so in that case, no. I was playing to the turn 2 Embercat. If we had no turn 2 play, then yes, you could wait for cracking on 2, I think. Alright, need a land soon or we're going to get overwhelmed. Nice that Oppo didn't do anything, but stinky that we still don't have anything to do. I guess we attack back. I'm a little worried. Like, I don't want to get the Embercat aerial assaulted, but I suppose if they do, it's not a big deal. Like, we need land, and then everything gets unlocked anyway, regardless of the kitty. Raise the alarm. How do I like this format in comparison to the other recent formats? I like it more than War, actually. That may be a controversial opinion, but I am so glad that I'm not worried about a Planeswalker every 3 seconds. That's a nice play from Oppo. Big attack in here, but we're just not doing anything. I mean, I think we could handle this if we were getting any kind of normal mana distribution here. I mean, what do you do, right? Sometimes you lose Magic games like this. We'll just have to come back and win the next 2. Let's start thinking about boarding. We have Fry. Does that... No, that gets... Oh, yeah, Fry gets white cards, right? So we can bring in Fry. We will stay back and discard. We're going to show them this Reduce, I think. Although I suppose if we survive, the Reduce actually... Like, Smuggler is the thing we don't really have time for this game, so I'm actually going to ditch the Smuggler, feeling like if there's any hope of our surviving, Smuggler's not going to be a very relevant card for a long time here. We need this growth cycle to take out the Captain. Based on their attack, it looks like they don't have tricks back, so that's good. Looks like we will get the Captain here. If this doesn't work, we're deader than dead, but we're going to give it a try. Uh-oh, they got responses. Huh, interesting. Why would you not attack with the 1/1s there? That's crazy. Well, let's beat them in game 2 and 3, all right? Why not make them spend mana on first strike? Because this has 3 power and this has 2 power, and if we do get our land, gain some life, and then play a fire elemental stonewalls the first strike. So I was looking to save the most amount of damage. And also, because they attacked... maybe that's why they didn't attack with these. They thought we might block there, and then they couldn't do it all. But I was reading lack of pump and blocking accordingly. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. Yeah, let's take care of the most important thing first. All right. We should take a break from this and go grind, get the unhinged mountains and add those to this deck. Yeah, I know. We'll have to switch again, but it was just funny. We'll do that here. I think with the white aggro, we do want to cut Portal and put the pup in. It might be just the right thing in the abstract, but when they're coming aggro like that, I think we want to do that. We just take the wand over the bow. Do we want to ping things with the bow or the wand if we want? Oh yeah, and Fry. Let's bring in Fry for sure. 56 seconds. Cut season. And I think, yeah, gorilla. This could be a place where the gorilla is not great. If we bring in the bow and drop the silverback. I worry, this is the pacifism matchup, right? You know, we could get destroyed by pacifism. Although they have green too, so... Remove a gift. I'm going to do this. We're running out of time. Was Rage in? I don't think Rage was in. Am I running Rage? That was an accident, if so. Yeah, I'm not sure about that gorilla cut, but time was running out. I think you're probably right, From. But also we're on the play, hoping to just overrun them. Well, this is not the opener exactly that we wanted to see, but it does have a Trailblazer on 2. Thing is, we don't even have an Elemental on 5. We're like actively wishing to draw lands in a 5-land opener. That seems really wrong. I'm going to mulligan this. I said we might get punished. And here we are, getting punished. Looks like we're gonna like start this whole thing out with a loss. We can't keep it, can we? Fine. Gotta keep this some. All right. Off-screen bird for the shuffler. We're gonna keep this, and we're gonna cut both fire elementals, and hope for some luck. Maybe we get a reef and they don't answer it, and well, there we have our red. You know, it's we can. Let's not give up all hope quite yet. We can double spell here if we do it carefully. I'm going to go into full control. Actually, we don't need to do it carefully because we drew a mountain. Never mind. What I was going to say, though, is if we didn't draw a mountain, this might come up. Like, if you tap to add 2 and want to split it between 2 spells, you need to go into full control or control just to be sure, so that you can spend your mana and leave 1 red floating so that you can cast the other spell. Oppo? Did I screw up this? I took it off full control with it on the stack. Looks like it's on Oppo. Okay, there they realized it. All I need is my Smuggler, my Embercat, my Fry, and my Gift. And this Thermos. I guess we have to take out the Executioner here. Gotta use our removal on their removal. Although maybe our creatures don't even really matter. I'm actually going to wait. Like, if they want to use the Executioner on one of these, I guess that's fine. Let's wait till we fry something that matters. And actually, let's start with an attack. And we'll pin down Inquisitor. I actually haven't watched The Jerk in ages myself. I'm so scared of 70s and 80s entertainment content that I haven't seen forever and in my head love, because who knows how it actually holds up on many axes. Come on! We actually were so disciplined and saved our fry, and look. Funny. I mean, we could have fried that to keep this from happening, I suppose, but I still don't think that's where we want to use our fry. I'm suggesting the 70s, 80s, and most of the 90s weren't PC. And then, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It only deals 5. That's the irony. Like we were disciplined enough to hold out for a better thing to fry, which ostensibly would be something like a mythic white card, but unfortunately, it's got 1 power too much. This is an instant though, so we could go for a 2-for-1 on ourselves, and they don't have an artifact or enchantment in the yard. We might have to do that, but it might take a bunch, because then you got Hanged Executioner that can also exile at instant speed, so a double block isn't necessarily going to do it, or a block won't necessarily do it. Anyway, thank you for the sub. I think we go... How do we win this? Is there any hope? I don't know if there's any hope. I'm going to say no attack. We'll stay back. I was thinking we could attack. Yeah, well, there you go. That makes things even worser. Well, if the bots never take any white cards, maybe the thing to do is just draft white all the time on Arena now. Seems like when we play white, it's decent, and when we play against it, it's decent, because the cards are always there. So we're going to go... Oh, they've nice that they don't have the Executioner mana, at least, so this play is safe. We can also trade one of these for the Inquisitor. I like that. And, yeah, if they have pump, they have pump, but we're going to try this. Yeah, we're going to block, and... I want to block and fry the cav, yeah. That's what we're doing. Yeah, no need to fry now. Wait till it's got the 5 on it. Alright, we have outs to stabilization. Look at that. I mean, Executioner is still pretty rough for us, and I think we have to use the Outrage on the ground. But we're not totally dead. Just mostly dead. And no fiddles. I haven't hooked it up yet, but I should. I just keep forgetting. I've been busy, but apparently don't tell Dionysus or I get in trouble for being busy. It's like there's not really such a thing as too many murders. I think I would play 5 or 6 murders, maybe 5 murders. But it doesn't make it for an amazing deck. It just means you still play them. But murders, you pile on removal, and then you can lose just to the attrition war. So when I have that many murders, I really want to prioritize card draw. Maybe I should have outraged on there with them tapped out. We've seen the growth cycle, so it's probably laziness lazy adherence to heuristics like cast your instance at the last minute without really thinking about it, and setting myself up to be really sad in the face of a pump spell. Wrong troll, Buckeye. Great question. I've written a couple, and one of them, the first one is kind of out of date now, and I should probably write a follow-up, but the second one is about the Mastery Pass and the value therein. There is still good information in the first one, but the economy has changed a lot since my first article, so read it with a grain of salt. Or not a grain of salt, read it with a mentality about what has changed since then. In particular, the ability to grind gems in Limited. Yeah, I think we just have to outrage the captain or something here. We're gonna take 4. I mean, this is a real problem, even if we do find stabilizing type creatures, but we can't take that damage, so that is just us up against it. Interesting. Yeah, now if they I mean, you'd think the Fury could be good for us, but with that Executioner with the noose over our heads, it's not going to be a great play. But we'll see. Maybe they'll do something pre-combat that doesn't kill us and allows us to safely pump the Embercat. This is why I said doesn't kill us. This allows us to safely pump the Embercat, but effectively kills us, so... Good job, Oppo. Way to make white work in the format. It's a great example of... that. But yeah, we're totally toast. Got no good shuffles there. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes you take some lumps in Magic because of variance. It's one of those. I'd be annoyed if it was like a terrible deck, but that was a sweet-looking white deck. The BDU, check out my article. I don't think you have anything to fear. And also, if you haven't, I mean, have you bought the pass, BDU? If you have any concerns about the value of the pass, don't buy it and only spend when you've reached level 100. Right? I mean, there's some slight costs there, but... yeah, and then I don't... if you're a daily player, you have absolutely nothing to be worried about. By my math, the... a daily player, if you win 15 times a week and finish every single day with an empty quest slot, you will you'll get to 109. You'll get to the effective level 109. So you actually have 9,000 XP you can miss and still make it to level 100. So I would not worry. I don't know, the level 100 reward is the most worthwhile thing, and it's the animated sleeves. What else are you doing it for? Anyway. Yeah, the math includes the bonus. The math expects you to get to level 109. You're going to need to use all of the XP codes, and you're going to need to do all of these events at least to 1 win, because the first win in these events gives you this 1,000 XP. You can see there up there in the reward. So that, yeah, my math assumes that you are going to at least come in here and win the 1,000 XP for 1 win, and that you're going to use all the codes. How often is variance supposed to hit us? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Variance hits us with every single draw of a deck. but how often are we supposed to, quote, lose to variance? Well, first, we didn't necessarily lose to variance there. Oppo had amazing curve-out, powerful draws both games. I think we could have not mulliganed and had excellent hands and still easily have gone 0-2 against that last opponent, so it's good to keep that in mind when you think you... That's one of the secret powers of the mana system and Mana Flood and Mana Screw, is that even though in your heart of hearts you knew you were going to get destroyed anyway, if you got mana screwed while getting destroyed, you can say to your friends, oh, I got mana screwed, right? And it feels a lot better than saying I got destroyed. Oh, no, we just lost one match. In fact, here, let me update the record. We just lost our first match, but we lost it, you know, we mulliganed both games and mulliganed twice in the second one and just didn't put up much of a fight. But my point is, it's easy to just write that off as a mana screw loss when in fact we may have lost with a wide variety of playable hands for us. Well, we just talked about articles, and my CFB article most recently was about the Mastery Pass. It's not like I'm a weekly columnist for them or anything, but I'll probably write for them again. Let's run 2 islands. Yeah, this deck can support 2 islands. Oh my gosh. All right. Bring it. Bring it, deck. We're going to keep this. Hard pressed to lose a reef. Maybe we actually ditch a mountain here because we have 2 kitties. I'm going to be bold and ditch a mountain. See? Could have saved the Evolving Wilds. Maybe we find, we need green and blue, but we're going to need green before we need blue. I'm just going to get green. Although, does leave us a source down to find the blue for the reef. We're more likely to naturally draw green, and we don't have yeah, I think I actually need to get blue. You're right. More likely to just naturally draw green. What I'm thinking is we're also more likely to naturally draw green cards, and therefore getting a forest allows us to draw the green cards we're highly likely to draw. But ding ding ding. So we're kind of gonna get a little bit punished no matter what. You just had to make a choice there. Average percent of non-games, I think what you'd want to do is look at some hypergeometric calculations. I mean, if you really wanted to do that math, Zive, I would say you're looking at a spectrum of what percentage of time you expect this many lands in your opener, and by turn whatever. You could do it, but I don't think there's much worth to it. It doesn't help us get better at the game to figure out exactly how often we should expect to have non-games. As a point of curiosity, I get it, but my curiosity ends at the realization that, yep, we could totally figure that out, but I don't really have the interest to do so. So, smuggle or get an Embercat down so that we can elemental no matter whether or not we draw another land. I think I like that. Let's play the cat and get this fire elemental online on turn 4. Oops, banging my desk. Maybe you win just as many non-games. Oh, you win just as many non. He said non. I missed the non. Yes, non-games are just a blip of variance in both ways. But yes, in this case, we are somewhat punished by our own three-colorness. I think we have the tools. We're just really getting the short end of the variance stick today. All right. So, how can we set this up to get a couple of triggers off the Risen Reef? If we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, these two both need green. If we had, we're far away from this, so we just really can't. We just got to go Reef and Smuggler and accept that maybe we just get one activation off the Reef. Unfortunately. Wait, we got to do... Oh, we can't do Reef and Smuggler because these only add for the Reef, and that only leaves us with 2. So... I am going to Reef, though. It's exposes the Reef to risk, but if they can't kill it, if that Reef lives... then we get to go off. And if not, they don't have removal for our other, you know, this is good, this is good, this is good. So make them have the removal for the Reef. And then we get to follow up with some other good plays if they don't have that. That's pretty aggro, but it's actually not the worst for us if we can untap. Yeah, I could have... Well, this is for one thing. Threat of haste. Yeah, this could be a growth cycle. If so, we're going to lose a Fire Cat, Ember Cat. That's all right. Yeah, I suppose I should have killed the actual Scorcher in case of bounce stuff. Don't want to let that wave crash. That was pretty lazy blocking. We did find some more land, but not green. Green doesn't really matter, though, here. Let's get Blazer and Lynx down here. Yeah, we take that action. Yeah, we can Fire Elemental here over the Lynx. I like that. Let's do that. No attacks, though. You should check out the recent... I mean, I'll give you my opinions, R-Roll, but also if you're a limited resource... Are you a limited resources listener? If not, you ought to be. And Marshall and Luis did an archetype breakdown show of the format that I pretty well agreed with. And basically, at the top of the heap are the various Teamer Elemental combinations that you can see we're playing now and Oppo is playing. You see it a lot on Arena, especially because we all know that it's pretty powerful. And so you see people drafting that a lot. But yeah, basically, if you can draft anything you want, I think you want Teamer Elementals. Then after that, I like Blue-Black Control. Blue is really strong, obviously. White has generally been the weakest, but we got our butts kicked by a white deck to start out. So if you're talking about Arena drafting, you truly can take the open color and draft a lot of white and have some success. Let's figure out this turn, though. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana that can be spent on elementals. If we do 4... We only have 2 spells. We don't have 3, but we could do Smuggler... Brawler. Yeah, Lynx Brawler also works. Smuggler Brawler. Start here. Ooh, they're going to counter it. Oh, outraging the reef. What an outrage. Let's pin this down. Just work on elemental abilities. No, so I screwed that up. Let's go... Brawler. And we can attack here. Here, I'll give him a kitty. And I will not give him a trailblazer, though. We'll send these, though. I kind of was doing stuff pre-combat because of the reef, and I suppose once the reef was killed, I should have reassessed and said, okay, let's actually attack first and then play post-combat. I was doing pre-combat because we wanted reef triggers before deciding what to do. But once the reef was dead, I needed to adjust my game plan and didn't. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We make it unblockable, and it's an 8/8. So this is a 2-turn clock with the smuggler in hand. Let's start with the frost links, though. So if they have counters, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about the 2-turn clock of the 8/8, but really, we just wanted to the frost links tap and swing with everything was going to be better. Like, I talked through the fact that we could sneak in a trailblazer twice for 8, but we had a bunch of huge stuff, so it was this way that way type deal. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't see any blue. Were they straight? Did they show? They showed blue mana though. Yeah, they showed all three. They're doing this. They're splashing blue. We just didn't see any of the splash. So we could bring in the Fry. But yeah, Bo seems strong here. I think Bo. Bo just requires you attacking, but it's so much less oppressive on your mana than trying to find three to start and then 3 a turn is. Obviously, this can just sit back; doesn't need an attacker, so that's pretty big deal. But yeah, Ubermensch. My thoughts are that when Ben S talks about the design changes he'd like to see in Magic, he makes design changes that increase his win percentage, and that's actually not good for Magic. I am running out of time here, though, so let's figure out what I'm cutting. I think I'm just going to cut the season again. It doesn't do that much for us. Rares are fun. Rares are great. Ben S is wrong. If Ben S was put in charge of R&D, you might actually have some correct people crying that the sky is falling. But it's a silly thing because, of course, he wouldn't take that job. He doesn't want that job because he wouldn't be good at that job. He's a fantastic Magic player, and his design insights are super interesting, but they just tend to be skewed towards what would help him win more. Yeah, rares are fun. That counts for something. That counts for everything. That's the point of what we're doing here. What would Magic be without splashy, exciting, oh my god, look at how deep the rabbit hole goes rares, you know? Well, with these brawlers, we sure would have liked an Embercat, but we'll take a Mastiff here. If they drop something of 1 toughness, we get to bow and attack. Teamer Tron on 3 is nice. We'll play the bow and have the shock ready. I suppose it telegraphs if we don't equip the bow. We could just shock the Lynx. Is the Lynx worth shocking, though? Or are we going to wait for better targets, or at least let him untap? I think I'm going to let him untap here. Hold out for more important targets than the Lynx. Give him one shot of damage here, such as a Dagger Sail Aeronaut. Glad we waited. I'm glad Oppo let us know it was correct. We got our suspect portal. This could have been something we considered cutting as well. I'm going to go with attack and brawler. I think rares and mythics should definitely be removed from limited. They are unfair. They make the game... Oh, no, never mind. We're fine. We'll start here, yeah. Need some land. 5 is enough to reduce the Cavalier, so that's nice. We just need to find the land. And I'm going to throw this on the Brawler for now. I could attack with Brawler, that's true. Yeah, we have the nice clause on reduce. Actually matters here, huh? Land off the top that comes into play untapped. That was technically one sentence, Magic Gods. You can even have the reef. Just give me an untapped land, please. All right. Yeah, sad that we're basically giving them the reef, although if we tried to cast an elemental, they would just kill the reef in response. We are going to start with an attack. I'm going to offer the Pack Mastiff here. I really wish they had just picked off the reef and made us feel a little more comfortable about this attempt to reduce to ashes. If this doesn't work, we could we're probably just losing from here, but we could also try a fire elemental and just try blocking the Cavalier, but then it does kill the reef. Although I think the reef is dead anyway, so the fact that they're gonna get a point of damage here isn't that big a deal. If they have convoluted, like, we just can't beat that. Like, we can't not cast spells, so I'm not worried about playing around that which we can't beat. What I'm worried about is if there's another line. I guess we just reduce and hope here. And if they stop it, we're going to have to try to play the fire elemental and block. Cav dying doesn't hit reef when we exile it, yes, right? But, oh, each opponent, each planeswalker. Yeah, you're right, sorry. Was not actually ever in danger of losing it for that. It didn't matter anyway. The vial was clearly destined to take out the reef. But reading is fundamental, etc. Alright, well, they get one draw, and our Heart Piercer Bow comes in handy unless they can kill the Brawler right now. Looks like they can't. We will drop... might as well drop this fire elemental. Use our mana. Oh, that pause makes me think they actually have like a cycle of growth to save the reef, but we're gonna make them have it. And then it's still a trade anyway. All right, they didn't. Great. Alright. Got a brawler, but we're doing alright here. We have another brawler behind, and we can go brawler equip, or maybe just smuggler portal. No, I guess we go brawler so that we can start smuggling it next turn. And we'll go ahead and offer up fire elemental for Hydra here. That's scary. Maybe they want to race still, but I think we just do this. And toss this on the brawler. And hope that this is going to be enough. That's why they liked their chances in the race. They had outrage backup. Lynx is super nice for us. We get to smuggle and Lynx. Yeah, and Portal plus Lynx is nice. Although can't really do it all in one fell swoop next turn. Let's see. Do we make Brawler unblockable or just send both and see if they want to block? I guess we make Brawler unblockable. Sets it on a two-turn clock here. You got it, but can you not lose? No, you cannot. All right, we got there. It's great. One win, at least. Oppo's got a pretty sweet deck. Sorry, Grimwolf, if that was your 0-1 bracket as well. What a bummer of an 0-2 for Oppo. Sweet Risen Reef, Scorcher, etc. Yeah, let's get some gems back, shall we? Greedy keep. I'll probably be punished. I kept because we did have Frost Links on 3 at least. And if we find green, we get to start doing good stuff scry-wise. Full Nelson for Ryan. Forest, 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 forest. Forest! There's not a forest at all. Ugh. I don't do it every time for the links, I guess, but right now there's no value for anything. We're just gonna die. This is not how it was supposed to play out. But I kept it. I don't know, maybe I'm just an idiot for keeping that, but I figured with 8 ways to green, it was worth keeping. Yeah, well, no attack. Oh, sure. Everything comes up roses for Oppo. Well, this is an outrage. Smuggle or sear? What has to die? They kind of both have to die, or we're gonna die. I guess the smuggler is actually more reliably, gets more things reliably through than the seer, so I'm gonna kill the smuggler now with shields down. Rough one today. Got 1 win in there, but it's been felt like we're just quite the beleaguered deck today. I don't know if we remove Season. I think I'm going to remove Portal for Fry. And maybe even go down to yeah, we can think about the bow. Let's go back. We bring in the bow. Maybe that's where we take out for growth. Let's try this. No, it's not Roddy. It was actually just because I reduced the number of cards in our blue splash. It was literally because we reduced our blue splash from 4 to 3. and therefore the demands on blue were not as high, and in choosing between red versus green to add the land back, I went with the color that casts Gift of Paradise. Doesn't matter anyway, we're just never getting there this day. Never getting there. Oh, Raptor. Raptor, you gotta listen to Limited Resources, man. Limited Resources used... I can't remember if... basically, Roddy is a term that came out of our poker group, that Marshall and I... My poker group with Marshall, where when someone would be mad, like... suggest that they had done something wrong because they lost a hand, when actually they did the statistically correct thing and it didn't work out, we would say, hey, don't be Roddy. Don't be results-oriented in your thinking. And we brought that to Limited Resources as a way to focus on process and decisions as the primary motivator of a nuts and bolts spike, and not really even worrying about the results, just knowing that if you're making good decisions and your reasons behind them are sound, that in the long run, you're going to win more than you lose, and good things will happen. And that's, you know, we win more than we lose, and good things generally happen. We're just having a rough time of it today. We'll go big, though. Started recently. Okay, yeah. They don't say it a lot, but it was something that Marshall and I would talk about all the time, and comes up sometimes on the show. You'll hear it sometimes. Well, we brought in this bow. It's not really doing anything here. What it can do, though, is turn a 1-for-1 into a 2-for-1 if they want to try and if they want to block the fire elemental. But I'm almost inclined to just links down one of them, bring out the bow, and then max out our mana this turn. The other thing we do is reduce, but I think we can save the reduce for another turn. Let's do something that does more aggressive stuff for us. Gets us... breaks up this combo for a couple turns. I'll leave... cast that after combat. If we don't draw a land, we have Equip Bow and Brawler, or Reduce to Ashes, or whatever our new spell is. Land doesn't really change our options for next turn. I guess it lets us go Reduce plus Bow. They didn't play a land. Fry does nothing yet. And yeah, we're just gonna equip and brawl, but we don't. Equipping does nothing here. I'm gonna offer the links for the smuggler. They're not gonna take it anyway. Be silly to trade a links for a smuggler. They might have pump. I guess if they have cycle of growth, they could eat the links or trade for the fire elemental. But since it's just a trade for the fire elemental, that seems fine. Would I ever play some poker on stream and talk through it like I do here? Man, I'm so rusty at poker, I don't think I would be a very good teacher. I mean, I could get somebody from I'm terrible at poker and barely understand this game to I have some good heuristics that can get me, you know, on that 0% to 100%. I could get you to 40, 50%, but I don't know if I'd be your best poker teacher. And yeah, Washington... Yeah, we could do it for fun and not for cash, then it wouldn't matter to Washington State. Although poker without stakes tends to not be very representative poker. Because people play crazy. Okay, so they are going for it. Looks like they're going to just eat the links. That's what I would expect here. And maybe they'll trade with the fire elemental. We'll see. Depends of how much of a racing situation they think they're in. I also don't mind Smuggler wearing that invocation right now. We can reduce this or this to ashes later, but right now we're just going to put out the brawl, keep our pressure on. Hey, Big Bo, welcome. Glad you're interested in magic. Big Bo, I'm gonna call you BB. Hey, BB, are you interested in digital magic, physical magic, or both? Talking about, you say this, I just want to make sure that you're talking about playing Magic the Gathering Arena specifically, that you want to get into this iteration of this game, because Magic has a lot of iterations and a lot of stuff available.
Say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Oh, thanks, Fiddles. That was nice. Fiddles gave Big Bo a sub. Kind of both. Okay, well, I would say start here then, for sure, and get comfortable on Arena before you transition to Paper. And then, yeah, I think around here we play Limited, which is our the favorite way to play. But if you want to, maybe we'll do a little trainer for you after this match. Let's hang on and we'll get into more detail after this match, okay? But basically, I would recommend learning to play Limited. I think it's the most fun way to play this game. If you are enamored by Constructed, though, we can certainly get into that and show you how to approach building up a collection for Constructed. Nothing to fry yet. A 3/4 with a ping threatens to trade with both of these, so we can reduce either one and keep attacking. I think we reduce the Smuggler, as it has the power to... It actually has more of a power... Like, basically a 4/4 with a Smuggler ability seems more threatening to me than a Fire Elemental. So, I want to get rid of the Smuggler ability, especially with this Brawler around. Ah, so you're a returning player. Great. Yeah, it'll be a nice, easy transition for you then. You'll realize how many rules you didn't actually know. Oh yeah, it is a 4/4. I forgot. You're totally right. But nonetheless, it was going to trade one way or the other. That's no joke. But what are you doing? You gonna kill that? Gonna kill that. Alright. This Fry has been utterly useless as we try desperately to get to some gems. Why equip? Oh, I guess we did have double pump. I mean, because the pump doesn't... I guess the pump does matter. It threatens the Brawler, doesn't it? I guess because in order to win this, we're going to have to block... I was thinking we were going to eat one of these first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we block one. But it was probably a mistake. I should have kept the ability to pump and trade for the Brawler. I just thought we kind of had the mana and didn't really think it through. So, Big Bo, don't do that. Think through things instead of not. That's my advice to you. Six, 7. Oh, I did the math wrong anyway. Oh, yeah, so extra bad. Sure, whatever, pump. So, probably cost us any hope. We did have hope until I screwed that up. Punt it, man. That was a punt. I should be trading for this brawler. Instead, we have no chance of winning this game. Yeah, see, like, we had it, like, if we trade for the brawler and we're at, like, whatever, you know, at 5, we frost links, and then we can actually come back from this thing, but instead we're just mostly dead? Mostly dead. Unfortunately, we can only blame me. I could throw excuses like streaming or whatever, but it was just thoughtless. I'm just playing... partly it's, yeah, trying to do too many things at once. And just like... I mean, you have your heuristics of, oh, make sure to spend your mana and do this and do that. And so I did it without thinking. But I'm going to do it... I am going to do this, because there's no reason not to here, at least. Oh, this is going to be bad. This probably ends the game right here. Show me a game ender. Smuggler and what? And Trailblazer? Yeah, it's good enough. Trailblazer alone gets it done. All right. Well, I don't think we were going to win that one despite the punt. It was still a punt, but I don't think it cost us a chance at game 3. I think we were just going to lose that. Jay has been coming on Fridays. He missed last Friday because he was at Gen Con. I'm sure we'll get a report from him on Gen Con. Yeah, we'll spend some time. We can go chase that mountain. We might even draft again. They showed blue. They were actually teamer. They just didn't draw their splash in that game. We presumed things like you know, important blue elementals to kill, and then didn't quite get there. All right, let's go to Soapbox. Boy, I wish I was a little better prepared in terms of material written down for this, but I do want to speak to the new player joining Arena a little bit, so we're going to do that.